Your fantasy football week starts here. It's your boy Hot Soup Fantasy Football coming at you live with our I Told You So episode for week 6. Hey, every single week, I'm going to give you our top 5 starts, our top 5 sits, who I think are those guys who are in the bottom 30 ranked, but I think may finish top 20. Or who are those guys that are just a set it and forget it type guy that I'm saying we need to sit him this week. This is where it happens. This is where we talk about it. Our first player on our starts in week 6 was Kirk Cousins. Now, in Kirk Cousins' defense, the guy didn't have a bad game. He was very efficient. However, for the first time, Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier took over the entire game. These guys rushed and caught for over 200 yards between the two. 3 touchdowns between the two. All Kirk Cousins had to do was dink and dunk here and there, get the ball down the field. He had 1 touchdown through the air, 225 yards. It was not the big game we were looking for. I was wrong. I told y'all to start Kirk Cousins last week. I was wrong. You can get in my inbox and degrade me. Do what you got to do. Hey, players fuck up. It is what it is. Kirk Cousins goes off for 225 yards, 1 touchdown, 4 rushes, -5 yards, good for 12.5 fantasy points in Yahoo standard scoring this week, was the number 21 quarterback overall. Again, not a bad performance, but hey, what can I say, man? We could not have thunk up or dreamt that type of game script. It is what it is, man. Our number 2 player, and I told y'all, get this guy in your lineups. He was a must start, a lock, and he was Scary Terry McLaurin versus Baltimore. I had that guy forecasted for 11 targets, 9 receptions, 131 yards, and a TD to put up 23 points in fantasy scoring this week. He put up 20.3 fantasy points with 7 targets, 6 receptions, 53 yards, and 2 tuds. Man, Scary Terry is who he is. He's going to do what he do. All right. Last 3 games, this guy has over 300 yards in receiving. Get that guy in your lineups, and he is a lock, set it and forget it type player. Hey, and if you didn't start him, I told you so. Our number 3 player, a guy I miss bad on. I'm talking about bad. We could not even dreamt up a game script like this. Tank Bigsby versus Chicago. Tank Bigsby was averaging 8 yards per tote. 8 yards? Come on, man. I give that man 10 totes and he has 80 yards. And you know he's going to get a goal line. He's going to get a goal line rush or 2. Not in this game. Dearness Johnson takes over the entire game script with 9 touches. He had more touches than Bigsby. And what's even worse about this is Etienne Jr. was out the game in the 3rd quarter. Oh my God. Listen, Tank's going to have better days, but who knows? I don't want to have anything to do with game script in these Jacksonville games. I'm just saying, man. Tank Bigsby goes for 7 touches, 24 yards, and that's it. Pedestrian day, number 48 overall running back in fantasy scoring. He was a miss for me this week. I apologize to those who I said put out Tank Bigsby, deploy him as a RB2. I was wrong. Y'all can get in them inboxes and tell me I told you so. Our number 4 player on our must start list. And I told y'all, you must get this guy in your lineups. And I had people in my inbox like, what about Tajay Spears? What about this? What about that? No, Tony Pollard is the RB1 in Tennessee. Tony Pollard this week, 20 touches, 88 yards, and a tud. I believe I said 21 touches, 124, and a tud. I was right around the same points, right around the same numbers that he really put up in week 6. Tony Pollard versus Indianapolis, again, 20 touches, 88 yards and a tud. He was number 13 running back overall in fantasy scoring. That is a RB2 strong. That's right, man. Tony Pollard, RB1 in Tennessee, man. You heard it from the soup, and I told you so. And our number 5 player that was on our top 5 starts last week, and again, I missed. Woo, I missed bad on this. Amari Cooper versus Philly. I was just knowing Amari Cooper has to play right now. They have got to do something over there to make a change in Cleveland. Watson, you have got to get the ball to your playmakers. And I'm thinking that this was going to be that breakout game. Amari Cooper going against Philly, who is ranked 28th against the pass. And all you going to come up with is 4 receptions for 42 yards, 6.2 fantasy points, and the number 48 receiver overall. I knew he was going to be top 20, at least top 25. Man, did he prove me wrong. And what I do know is he'll be on my bench until he can prove me right. You heard it from the soup. Those are our top 5 starts. I only hit on 2. I missed on 3. Really not like me, but it is what it is, man. I ain't perfect. We're going to go over our top 5 sits for week 6. Number 1 was Josh Allen. And credit to myself, Josh Allen didn't have but 215 yards through the air, but he had 2 tuds. He also had 9 carries for 18 yards and another tud. Those touchdowns saved his day. New York Jets was shutting him down. He wasn't really passing like that. They were running all over the Jets Monday night. Backup running backs, 3rd string and 4th string running backs because Cook was out. Man, them guys was running it down New York Jets' throat, which opened it up for the passing game. I didn't see that coming. It is what it is. The TD saved Josh Allen's Monday night. He ended up number 5 quarterback overall in week 6. I missed on that. I told y'all to bench him. I was wrong. Again, get in my inbox and y'all can let me know about it. Our number 2 running back that I told you must sit in week 6 was Zack Moss. Woo! Did I hit it on the head? I had people in my inbox, hey, I should start Zack Moss. He's healthy, Soup. I should start Zack Moss. He's going against this. He's going against that. No. Bench Zack Moss. Chase Brown's getting more work, and it happened again. Even worse for those who started Zack Moss. 7 touches, 15 yards, a fumble lost, 0 fantasy points in standard scoring. That man had 0, and he got benched in the 3rd quarter for that fumble. That man was in the 70s ranked running backs. I just said 70s, man. He had 0 points. He wasn't even on my list. That man did not even make the running back list this week. That's right, man. Zack Moss, terrible outing. I hope you benched him, because if you didn't, man, I told you so. And our number 3 player that I said you must bench, and you should have. Anytime we got a tight end on the board, he needs to finish top 10 to be a hit. That man was a hit for me because I told you to sit him. Dalton Kincaid going against New York Jets. New York Jets was ranked 2nd against the tight end. Why would you start something like that? 6 receptions, 51 yards, had a decent day. Ended up number 14 overall tight end. That was a hit for me. I hope you benched him and found another tight end to get it done. And our 4th player who got me, and the only reason he got me is because Flacco started. I told y'all, too, in my message, Richardson, AR-15, supposed to be starting this week. If he is starting, you need to make sure this guy is on your bench, was Michael Pittman Jr. I also said those pass catchers in Indianapolis always get an upgrade. If Joe Flacco is playing, he's a pocket passer, and he is a better and more accurate passer than AR-5. And at the end of the week, it ended up happening. Even though AR-5 was supposed to start, they benched him, let Flacco start, and Michael Pittman Jr. goes off for 5 targets, 3 receptions, 35 yards, and a tud. The tud saved him, but again, he only did well because of Flacco was in. Ended up number 26 overall receiver. That is a wide receiver 3, so I did miss on that one. However, receiver number 26 isn't the greatest, man. It is what it is. We're going to go over our 5th receiver, or our 5th player who is a receiver that I told you to bench in week 6. And I got a lot of flack for this. He's the number 1 over there. Boo, boo, this. Christian Kirk. Ooh, I told you so. Christian Kirk, 6 targets, 3 receptions, 39 yards for 5.4 fantasy points. He was mediocre as promised. BTJ is the number 1 receiver in that offense. However, this week, Gabe Davis proved everybody wrong. He was the man with the plan. Hey, man, hope you bench Kirk. If you didn't, I told you so. Hey, this is our I Told You So episode. Do not miss our top 5 starts, top 5 sits this week. We'll have it out for you either Thursday or Friday. Hey, check out Hot Soup Fantasy Football on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment. You got lineup issues, lineup questions? Inbox me, man. I'll get back to you within 24 hours. We can talk about it. It's your boy Soup, and I'm out.